Now, like James said, we're all tested not by God, but by the enemy when we're drawn away of our own lust and enticed, right? Now, there's a difference, like I told you, between what I'm saying I'm waiting for my wife and a 15-year-old telling me she's 37 and seducing me in a store where I lost an hour of time or something, possibly, right? Like I told her, the difference is you did everything right until the last thing when you told me you're 37, right? That's where you broke the rules of the state you're in, right? Yourself. See, once you told me a different age or the wrong age, you committed fraud, right? The fraud simply is this, I know. You're underage for the job you're trying to do by 1 year, right? Now, you can do other jobs that don't have an age restriction, but that job does. And that's what I keep trying to explain to you. And you're trying to also either get me in trouble, ban me from your store, which is what happened too, right? When you didn't get what you wanted, right? Which probably was an attempt to murder. too. So you didn't do it because you wanted to do it. You did it because it was the way to get me out of your store, right? And so I wouldn't have to come, so you wouldn't have to keep seeing me, right? And here's the thing. I might would go to your store a few times, but then get bored, right? Like with the other ones, right? I'm just doing something during my day on the way to the movie, right? It had nothing to do that I actually knew you were 15, right? But you felt like it was about you, didn't you? Right? Someone either, how do we know each other at all, right? Because I didn't know you even when I went in, right? That's the first time I met you. See, when you meet someone for the first time, they have to tell you things about themselves. You don't know it automatically, right? Even Jesus, right, had to meet people to actually get to know them. Now, he knew certain things about the woman at the well, yeah. But they had to do with her marriages, right? He knew she had 5 husbands and was living with the dude, right? And the reason for that is she couldn't have a baby with the other 5. And the dude she was living with probably couldn't get her pregnant either. And they were kind of in a lull. And Jesus is actually hitting on her. Christians, they might have had sex too. Without being married. Uh-oh. Someone's not listening to the law of Moses. And replace the law of Moses with something Paul said arbitrarily in Corinthians, right? Now, technically, wouldn't she be a whore to Jesus? Or a harlot? Technically, you would see her as a harlot, wouldn't you? No. She had 6 lovers, right? 5 husbands and 1 lover, right? You would write her off, wouldn't you? Right? That's not our Jesus. It's your Satan defiling your mind with evil. Judgments are evil. You don't know that woman was one of the most prettiest women in the whole village. And Jesus wanted to hit that. To put it in modern terms, probably. They don't normally have dealings with Jesus anyway. But Jesus is also the Messiah of Israel. Even Samaria. Now, when he was trying to go to Jerusalem and was steadfast, the disciples wanted to call down fire like Elijah did. That too is sin, not too sin. And the same thing about the water in the wine, right? Only one man who was drinking from the pitchers, right, thought it was wine. He was being served. And said it was the best wine he was ever served, right? He's not the embellisher there. John is. You see what John did? He thought and believed the water was turned into wine. Is he wrong? Yes and no. Yes.